Hey guys, this is Bumblebee85 coming at you with another video. This time I'm doing a little something different. I'm going to show you a little bit of my video game collection and my video game setup. I've recently come across some older vintage systems like an original Nintendo, an original Super Nintendo, an original Game Boy, an original PlayStation, a PlayStation 2, and an Xbox. So I've recently acquired all of these throughout this summer and actually within these past few days. After I had gotten married last year in May, the father-in-law said anything in their basement is coming to my basement. So he's been dropping stuff off left, right, and center, and just recently he brought over the older video game systems that my wife played when she was younger. So it's nice of him, and now I can show off a little collection now that I've grown. And these games over here are older games I used to like to play, and after acquiring these three systems over the summer, now I have a little bit of a collection I can show you and show you my setup with those. But before I go on, I would like to thank M from the Transformers and Beer podcast for even giving me this idea. I'm going to shoot up the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy for the first time on the videos, so I'm not even sure if these systems work. But he said, hey, if you're going to do that, you might as well show it off. And I said, well, yeah, actually, that is a good idea. I have tested these systems out already. I haven't tested each game, but I've tested the systems out. They were purchased earlier, like I said, this summer. The systems and the collection of games I haven't tested out yet. So it'll be an adventure for us. Or like I said, it was M from the Transformers and Beer podcast that gave me this idea. Now they're on the hunt for 1,000 subscribers, and they are 2/3 of the way there, and I'd really like you to go check out their Transformers and Beer podcast, and they also do individual episodes. It's two individuals, Joe and M, and they talk about Transformers, they drink a little beer, and they converse, and there's some video game stuff in their show as well, and they have some pretty nice collections, and you can go and check out their podcast at Transformers and Beer on YouTube. Another person I would like to give a little quick shout out. These are all smaller channels trying to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark, and if some of these already have, so it's still good for you to check them out. The YouTube community, the smaller YouTube community, has to band together. So these are a few shout outs that I'm doing. Dulcar Toys and stuff. He's very engaging with his audience. He has a lot of discussion topics. Very, very nice guy, and he'll be more than happy to talk back and forth with you. He does a lot of Transformer reviews and stuff, and some Star Wars and some Lego stuff in there. It's pretty cool. Six Shot Changer reviews. His whole family gets involved in this. It's nice to see the young ones getting involved in doing Transformer video reviews, and they do some monthly subscription boxes. It's a whole family, and they do a nice job. So go and check them out. Another channel that just recently got their 1,000 subscribers was Retro Now. He does a lot of video games and a lot of Masterpiece Transformers. He'll touch them for the first time and open them and fiddle with them right on camera. And he has a beautiful model there to help him out, which doesn't help him lose any subscriptions, that's for sure. But it's a great interaction between those two, and it's fun, and he has a huge collection of video games and Transformers, so take a look at his stuff. I would also like you to check out Nick's Toy Barn from the UK there. He has a lot of vintage Star Wars pickups that he does. He finds the toys, and he can actually show you how to restore some of the stuff. And he has an awesome model train system set up that I just loved model trains growing up, and I kind of live vicariously through his little model train videos that he has, so I'm really appreciating those. Dennis Moulton, aka Gotbot. He does a lot of stop motion Transformer stuff, Transformer reviews. He recently had his face reveal on YouTube there, so all these links will be down in the description below. There's a few others I'd also like to mention. Deluxe Baldwin, he does a lot of toy reviews, or at least shows them off, and he actually plays with them in his videos, and he'll show you what's up with a lot of third-party stuff. He's a huge collector of the third-party Transformers, so if you're into that, check Deluxe Baldwin out. And Lotus Stark, he is not in it for the money, but he has a lot of expensive statues, so I'm sure if he turned on some monetization he would get a lot of views for some of these high-end statues from XM Studios and Sideshow Collectibles. Very fantastic looking statues, and he actually handles his items with gloves so he doesn't get any of your oily finger residue all over these awesome looking statues. He's also on a podcast called Open Your Toys, and I think you should go check him out on YouTube as Lotus Stark. And finally, I'd like to give another shout out to Talker Art. He has one of the hugest toy collections in this massive glass display cased room. A lot of stuff, and he does a lot of Marvel Legends stuff, and but he has a lot of vintage toys too, so right up through Star Wars to He-Man to from DC to Marvel, from Diamond Select to NECA. He just has a huge display, and if anything, go check out his channel and check out his awesome toy display. Now hopefully those are some channels you can go and help support with this 1,000 subscriber that YouTube has thrown on these smaller channels and help them survive. Finally get to those benchmarks that our YouTube now has put on our smaller channels here. So now let's take a look at me setting up the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and then at the end we'll take a look at the Game Boy. Alright guys, here I have everything I need to set up my Nintendo, original Super Nintendo, and I'll show you the Game Boy in a second. But I have this old Toshiba, I think it's a 19-inch flat screen tube television that I'll be hooking all of my game systems up to. I do have this sweet Super Nintendo carrying case for all the games that have been given to me, and including the mouse. I'm missing the mouse pad, but I'm sure that's coming at some point. And another thing I want to show you before we move on is this switch that I had purchased at a thrift shop, and you can hook up several different systems and easily just swap in and out between them all by just pushing the buttons. So I'll be hooking all the I'll be hooking up all the PlayStations, the Atari that I have, and the Xboxes to this system, so I can easily swap in and out between all the systems. So that's just something I want to show you first. And I also have this dual splitter piece here that I'll be hooking the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo up, so I don't have to unplug, and so I can just swap back and forth by turning the game systems on and off. So that's what I'll be hooking the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo up with. I do have the gun, 2 controllers for the Super Nintendo, and I also have 2 controllers for the regular Nintendo. This stack of games. I have Yoshi, Mario and Duck Hunt, The Little Mermaid, Super Mario 3, and The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants. Those are the only Nintendo games that I have. And I'll ramble off the Super Nintendo games. I have Super Mario World twice. I have 2 copies of that. I have Super Empire Strikes Back from Star Wars, Mortal Kombat 2. I have FIFA International Soccer. I have WWF Royal Rumble, Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball, Mario Paint, Super Mario All-Stars, The Mask, Toy Story, and Donkey Kong Country 2, which I think was my favorite Donkey Kong. So I'm happy to have those. So let me just hook these up real quickly. I'll speed up the video and we'll test it all out. One last thing before I move on, I do have the box to the Empire Strikes Back. No instructions, but it does have the white case to keep the game from rattling around inside there. And I also do have the Super Nintendo box. Not too bad condition, but a little tape here, but I love how it previewed all the different games on the back. So these are just something that I'll keep in storage for down the road. now that I have everything set up, I am going to turn on the television first. The fuzzy black and white screen. I haven't seen that in a long time. Let's try the Nintendo first. Mario Duck Hunt. It's a little fuzzy there. The trick I like to do, a lot of people blow in it. I like to give it a warm. Seems to do the trick. So this Nintendo works. That's positive. Let's try Duck Hunt. Just testing it out. Oh, that works. It's good. Everything seems to be in working order. Perfect. Played a couple games. You guys didn't get to see that, but it's great. So that was pretty cool. I had the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo hooked up to the one television, and we were able to switch between either video game system, so I'm glad both of them worked. Her parents really kept good care of their stuff, so I take great pride in them being able to hand the stuff over to me, and then in turn I can show you guys this cool stuff. So this is a cool little case. It's not official or anything, but I think it was made for the Game Boy, so it's just a budget brand, but it's got a nice neon green zipper here and a black case. And it just opens up, and it's got 6 pouches on the side here. So firstly, we'll show those off. In this net pouch we have Kirby's Dream Land, we have Jurassic Park, Yoshi's Cookie, we have the Addams Family Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, we have a Donkey Kong, Tiny Toons Bab's Big Break. Now there is also a game stored in the system, Super Mario Land. It was in there like that when we got it, and there were no batteries in it. So that's a nice clean system there, and I never actually owned a Game Boy as a child, so I feel myself being pretty lucky now to have one. I never knew what all the hype was about. I played one a little bit as a kid, but I could just never get past the green screen with the graphics of that green screen. I do have 4 batteries here ready to test it out. Now there is this game light. I have no idea if it works or how to attach it to the Game Boy. I would imagine it goes, I don't even know if it's an official, it has Newbie Manufacturing Co. written on it. There's an on and off switch. There are no batteries in this. It would take, looks like it takes 4 AA batteries, and that slides in there. I don't see how to attach it at all. Leave me a note in the comments. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But it looks like it goes on like that. But there's nothing to clip it on. I'm wondering if it's actually a piece is broken or something there. You could rest it on. Yeah, I think because this little notch, it just falls off. This little notch here looks like it will set in front of the battery indicator light there, like that, I guess. I don't know. But I'll have to put some batteries in that and see if it works. It's like a magnifier light thing. And then I also have this power pack. It's also from Newbie Manufacturing Company, power pack. So I have had this in the wall for the last couple hours, so I'm actually going to plug this in and see if we got any juice. Looks like you just plug it in the bottom, obviously. And then we have the on switch up here. And it looks like I have no juice. The battery light is not coming on. So I don't know if I have to give it a good charge or it's just completely lost all charging capabilities. So that's a shame. It looks like this charger has like a little hook or allowed you can put it on your belt or something, carry it around. I don't know. But let's put these batteries in. Hopefully it's not the system that it didn't work. It's just the charging thing. So we're gonna put these batteries in here, 4 AA's. In there, clip that on. And we're gonna turn it on. Oh, we got something. We got something. Looks like we just hit start. And we're jumping. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can barely see that with the glare of these lights. Here's a mushroom. Nice. So that works. Nice. We got volume. We got contrast. Well, that makes it completely go away. This way makes it completely dark. So you gotta find the sweet spot. That's pretty cool. 1989. We'll just pause it there. We'll turn it off. Nice to see that it works. So that's a nice little surprise. And I shouldn't be surprised because they kept good care of all their stuff. So now it's in my possession and I must do the same. So we got this little piece. I don't even know if this is just a divider type thing. So now I have a Game Boy. I don't know how much or how often I'm going to use it, but I'll have it set up next to the video game setup, and I'm going to have another video showing the PlayStation 1 and 2 and the Xbox and the Atari system that I have. I'll do a whole nother video for those and show you my entire video game setup. So this is Bumblebee85 saying please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please check out all those names I mentioned at the beginning of this video. It would be really, we would all really appreciate it if you could go and just subscribe to them, check out their content. All these channels have different stuff, so in the realm of video games, Transformers, and just overall collecting of the nerdy type stuff. So I'm really happy to be in that family with those guys, of a nice community of collectors that want to continue putting their content out on YouTube for all of you to see. So this is Bumblebee85 saying enjoy the play. You know I will now.